All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Kal Halayim, La Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the elder apostles, great Milso, and a salutation and much love to you, Akim, out there pushing out his word in truth and sincerity. And I just want to do a quick video here, really going into prophecy of how the elect is going to be purified and made white, so to say, okay, as the scriptures say in Daniel. Go to that first, because this is future prophecy and it's happening before your very eyes. Salakia. All right, this is Daniel chapter 12 and 10, and it reads, "Many shall be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly. None of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand." All right, so what's it saying there? It's saying that many shall be purified. Who is that many? He's talking about the elect. All right, beginning with the 144,000. Those are the ones that were ordained, all right, to become pure, all right, become white. Okay, and you go to this word here. Let's go to that word white, because it's not talking about becoming a white man, all right, so-called. Because that's new speech, You go into the etymology, they'll try to give you the runaround. All right, this is what it really means. It goes back to the Hebrew word Laban. Where is it at? Here it is, Laban. And it means to be made white. The point is to purify. All right, to make white, become white, purify, to show whiteness, grow white, to become white, be purified, ethical. Okay, and then you go to the lexicon, and it says to make a brick, purge, to cleanse. All right, to be white, to purge oneself, or to be purged. All right, so the elect are going to be purged. They're going to be purified through what? Ultimately through the blood of Yahweh Shai. All right, that He shed on the cross. The tribulations, the trials, the adversity. Okay, all of that is to purify the elect. All right, and this proved that it's through the blood, mainly through the blood of Yahweh Shai, and then through our trials. This is First Colossians 1, and I'll start at 20. It says, "And having made peace through the blood of His cross, by Him to reconcile all things unto Himself. By Him, I say, whether they be things in earth or things in heaven, and you that were sometime alienated and enemies in your mind by wicked works, yet now hath He reconciled." All right, because the Lord, He's the one that reconciled us back to the Heavenly Father. He's the one that brought us back in the grace of the Lord. All right, through His blood, through His sacrifice. Verse 22, "In the body of His flesh, through death, to present you holy and unblameable and unreprovable in His sight." So what? That means we have to be purified. He's purifying us through what? Through His death. Okay, that's what is bringing us back unblameable, holy unto the Lord, purified. Okay, pure, white. Okay, verse 23, "If ye continue in the faith, grounded and settled, and be not moved away from the hope of the gospel which ye have heard, and which was preached to every creature which is under heaven, whereof I Paul am made a minister." All right, so you have to continue in this thing faithfully, grounded. All right, you have to be established in this truth, unmovable. So ultimately that you can be presented unto Yahweh, the Heavenly Father, through the mediator, which is Yahweh Shai, what? Holy, unblameable, and unreprovable. All right, purified, made white. Okay, and let's go to that Revelation chapter 7, and I'm going to get straight to the point. This is Revelation 7 and 13. "And one of the elders answered, saying unto me, saying unto me, What are these which are arrayed in white robes, and whence came they? And I said unto him, Sir, thou knowest. And he said to me, These are they which came out of great tribulation, and have washed their robes, and made them white in the blood of the Lamb." That Lamb is Yahweh Shai. So our robes, all right, metaphorically, are going to be washed through the blood of Yahweh Shai and made white, meaning be purified, be purged. All right, But what it said, then them that came out of the great tribulation, the ones that went through the time of Jacob's trouble and made it, all right, endured unto the end, or those that were martyred, all right, because it tells you in the previous chapter about them that their blood was shed. All right, so they're crying out unto the Lord, and they were dressed in all white as well. So even the ones that are the martyrs, the ones that are the ones that are asleep, all right, they're the ones that are coming back with the Lord. They're already, if they're not, if they haven't come back and they're just awaiting the return of Yahushua with them, then guess what? They have already gotten their white robes, so to say. They've already been purified and made white, because they're in front of the throne, okay, crying unto the Heavenly Father, asking him how long. Verse 15 says, therefore are they before the throne of the Most High, and serve him day and night in his temple, and he that sitteth on the throne shall dwell among them. And this is talking about the 144,000. Brothers know these scriptures, but you read up and you get it tells you about the 144,000 and that great multitude, but really it starts with the elect, the 144,000. All right, and of course the rest of the 1/3. All right, but it says verse 16, they shall hunger no more, neither thirst any more, neither shall the sun light on them, nor any heat. All right, meaning we're not going to go through any more afflictions and adversity no more. Okay. Verse 17, for the Lamb which is in the midst of the throne shall feed them, and shall lead them unto living fountains of water, and the Most High shall wipe away all tears from their eyes. So ultimately the Lord, okay, he's going to wipe away our tears. He's going to lead us to these the fountains of living waters. All right, we're going to be a holy and acceptable people unto the Lord again, a perfect people. That's why he's going to write his law, statutes, commandments in our inward parts, all right, so that we may be a perfect people. All right, he can be our God, our power, and we can be his people again. All right, so this is Hebrews 9, verse 11. But Hamashiach, being come in high priest of good things to come, by a greater and more perfect tabernacle, not made with hands, that is to say, not of this building. All right, so that goes to show you that that temple that is being, that tabernacle, the temple that's the building that's being built up is the body, the elect. Okay. All right, neither by the blood of goats and calves, but by his own blood he entered in once into the holy place, having obtained eternal redemption for us. All right, so see, the Lord shed his blood. All right, he was that ultimate sacrifice, because in ancient times, our people would sacrifice goats and calves, among other animals, for their sins. Okay, there's a word I'm looking for. It's escaping me right now, but it'll come back to me through the Spirit. All right, but now Yahushua was that ultimate sacrifice. Okay, there's no more need for the law of sacrifice. That was the only law to be done away with, because Yahushua was that perfect, unblemished lamb. Okay. Verse 13, for if the blood of bulls and of goats and the ashes of an heifer sprinkling the unclean sanctify to the purifying of the flesh, how much more shall the blood of Hamashiach, who through the eternal Spirit offered himself without spot to the Most High. All right, because he was perfect. He lived a perfect life, as in he kept the laws 100%. He didn't break none of the laws. Okay, he was perfect in the sight of the Lord. Okay, and in the flesh, because he overcame death. All right, but he offered himself up as that sacrifice, because he could have easily got out of that situation, but he knew that for the better of his people, all right, that he had to go through that so that we could live in the kingdom forever and ever with him. Okay, because the elect are joint heirs with him, and by default we're gonna rule with him. Okay, this is okay, back in 14, how much more shall the blood of Hamashiach, who through the eternal Spirit offered himself without spot to the Most High, purge your conscience from dead works to serve the living power. Okay, and verse 15, and for this cause he is the mediator of the New Testament, that by means of death, that's why in Hebrews 8, previous chapter, it tells you that he a new covenant on better promises, and him being that mediator. All right, Yahushua is the mediator for that new covenant. All right, and the new covenant is yet to come. All right, well, that's when the law, statutes, commandments are going to be written in our inward parts. All right, and then we be that perfect people. Okay. It says that by means of death for the redemption of the transgressions that were under the first testament, they which are called might receive the promise of eternal inheritance. And that's what we're looking for. We need that, but we need that mediator to make us purified, all right, and to show, put us through that, or cleanse us through his blood. That's what he's the mediator, all right, because through his blood we're cleansed, all right, and then through the, because just like he suffered, then we have to suffer as well, because if we want to be heirs with him, we have to suffer with him. But what, through his blood we've made clean, purified, all right, sanctified, purged, and then through the tribulation we're gonna have to go through as well, all right. That's what purifies us as well, okay, because we need his blood, because we're in the flesh and we're subject to go off, all right, and commit sin unwillingly, all right. So that's why this blood is there for. That's what grace is set up for. But then we have to go through our own trials, all right, just as he did, all right. Every brother in this truth, every elect member, all right, of Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai's prophets, his servants, all right, they have all their own past they have to undergo, all right, to go through that affliction, all right. And let's prove that. All right, this is Sirach chapter 2 verse 5. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Those acceptable men are the elect. So what do you try gold in the fire for? To purge it, to purify, to remove the contaminants from it, all right? To make it pure, solid gold, all right? You have to break it down in intense heat, or tribulation, so to say, and then it gets purified, just like acceptable men in the furnace of adversity, right? Because we're going to go through this tribulation, all right, and that's why in Revelation it said these are them that made it through the great tribulation, because we have to go through this and endure and suffer it, so that we can be found acceptable men in the sight of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Okay, because ultimately Yahweh Shai shed his blood for the whole nation of Israel, but there's only 144,000 acceptable men that are going to prove themselves through what? Through their faith and their works. And you show your faith through your works, and vice versa. Okay. So let's go to precept for that one. There's a Wisdom of Solomon. The Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 6. As gold in the furnace hath he tried them, and received them as a burnt offering. See, that's just a precept to go with that second, or Sirach 2 and 5. Because what? As gold is purified in the fire, all right, in the furnace, that's how he has tried us, man. Through that affliction, man. Through the trials and tribulations, all right, the sorrows, all the hell we're catching, man. All right, lifetime after lifetime. This is it, brothers. Now it's time to receive the reward. Okay, let's go to, and the reward is going to be being co-heirs or joint heirs with Yahweh Shai. This is Romans 8 and 17. And if children, then heirs of the Most High, and joint heirs with Hamashiach, if so be that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together. All right, because what? Yahweh Shai had to suffer. He had to go through his own furnace of adversity. He had to go through his own tribulation. So now we have to do it as well. We have to suffer, bear the cross, okay? Be humiliated just like he was. All right, looked down upon, disrespected, rejected, despised, reviled. The list goes on. But what? If we suffer with him, then we will also be glorified with him. All right? Verse 18, for I reckon that the suffering of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. If that's not motivation, then you're in this for the wrong reasons. All right? And then we'll close it out on this, because this is the ultimate reward we're going to receive. Let's see. See if I can find it real quick. Slovakia. Say, man, look at this. Oh, I'm thinking, okay, second Ezra chapter 2. All right, this is second Ezra chapter 2. And I'm going to start at 42. I Ezra, saw upon the Mount Zion a great people whom I could not number, and they all praised the Lord with songs, and in the midst of them there was a young man of a higher stature, which is Yahushai. All right, taller than all the rest, and upon every one of their heads he set crowns, and was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly. So that's the reward, being crowned by Yahushua himself. All right, first and foremost, pleasing Yahweh Shem Yahushua 100%, because the law is going to be in our inward part, so we're going to be perfect, and we're going to receive crowns, because what? We're going to be a nation of kings and priests, and it begins with the elect. All right, so verse 44, so I asked the angel and said, Sir, what are these? He answered and said unto me, These be they that have put off the mortal clothing and put on the immortal, and confessed the name of the Most High. Now are they crowned and receive palms. Then said I unto the angel, What young person is that crowneth them and giveth them palms in their hands? So he answered and said unto me, It is the Son of the Most High, whom they have confessed in the world. Then began I greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord. And that's the elect. The ones that are going through these tribulations, the ones that are standing boldly for the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, proclaiming the truth. All right. And then in due time, they're going to receive a reward, Lord. So, Lord, will I be part of that number? All right, but with that, I don't want to this is exhorting and edifying unto the elect out there. All right, my walk, Shalom.